She's got beauty, brains, and Beebz on lock. But is her faith fiercer than her demons? And did marriage drama stoke her stroke? Quarter-life crisis or downward spiral? Here's the tragic story behind Hailey Bieber.
Nowhere was there a thought that I was like, yeah, he probably has a crush on me.
Hailey and Justin Bieber's relationship started off on the rocks. Rumors of their romance first spread in 2014, but it took 2 more years for the pair to ever come clean about it. Hailey finally told E! News that she was dating the singer, but that they weren't an exclusive couple. Meanwhile, Justin was hesitant to make anything official, telling GQ, "What if Hailey ends up being the girl I'm gonna marry, right? If I damage her, then it's always gonna be damaged." Worse still, Justin got back together with ex-girlfriend Selena Gomez just a year later, with outlets speculating he was just biding his time until he married his future wife. Hailey claimed she and Justin weren't speaking at the time, and she admitted to the In Good Faith with Chelsea and Judah Smith podcast, "I did something that really hurt him." The pair made up and made it official when they finally got hitched in 2018. Having overcome a bumpy start, this power couple went on to take some heat from some of Justin's so-called fans, and Hailey has allegedly been trolled by stans of his former relationship with ex-girlfriend Selena Gomez. Even in 2020, years after Justin and Selena's 2018 breakup, a social media user rallied for people to bully Hailey on Instagram Live, saying, "We need to bombard that with Jelena and how Selena is better." Having quickly grown tired of the attacks on his wife, Justin then vented on Instagram stories about the situation, posting, "It is extremely hard to choose the high road when I see people like this try and rally to gather people to bully the person I love most." But sadly, the tormenting didn't stop there. In 2021, Hailey was taunted by fans chanting Selena while she walked the red carpet at the Met Gala, according to Page 6.
I'm married now, so I think things just become more adult, I guess.
Though she assured the Evening Standard that she's rising above the issue by brushing off the haters, they still do some serious damage. During a conversation with psychiatrist Dr. Jess Clemens, Hailey admitted that the bullying forced her into a comparison trap with others, explaining,
"It starts to mess with your mind, and then you start to question everything. And it got to such a low point to me that I was like, honestly, maybe I'm delusional."
Mr. and Mrs. Bieber may be in love, but their first year of wedded bliss proved to be so much of a challenge that Hailey wasn't even sure they would last. On the In Good Faith podcast, Justin admitted to having struggled with his mental health at the start of their marriage, explaining, "There was some serious healing I needed to go through in order to get to a place where I could be in a healthy, serious relationship because I had a lot of trauma and scars."
You getting teary-eyed?
No, I'm not crying.
You got teary-eyed.
It's because of the dust.
For Hailey, supporting her new husband had its tough moments, but it's been worthwhile. She told the outlet that she would often call her mother in tears, once telling her, "I just can't do it. There's no way that I'm going to be able to do this if it's going to be like this forever." But on top of having faith that Justin would eventually reach a healthier place, Hailey also knew that he needed her more than ever. As Justin shared with GQ, the first year of marriage was really tough because there was a lot, going back to the trauma stuff. There was just lack of trust. There was all these things that you don't want to admit to the person that you're with because it's scary. You don't want to scare them off by saying, "I'm scared." Still, the hard work appears to have paid off. The star also credited Hailey for his current secure and happy home life. In March 2022, TMZ reported that Hailey was being treated for a brain condition suspected to be COVID-related. She later clarified what landed her in the hospital, posting to Instagram stories, "I was sitting at breakfast with my husband when I started having stroke-like symptoms and was taken to the hospital. They found I had suffered a very small blood clot to my brain, which caused a small lack of oxygen, but my body had passed it on its own."
Definitely the scariest moment of my life. I had so many things running through my head.
Although she said she had fully recovered, she admitted it was a terrifying incident. In regard to studies showing that those who have had COVID are at an increased risk of stroke, Justin had just tested positive a month earlier. It's unclear whether Hailey was ever tested, but as a source close to Justin told People at the time, he was saying that he can't lose her, that whatever it takes, he wanted the best medical treatment available. Hailey has always been open about how important her Christian faith is to her. However, during a conversation with Insecure star Yvonne Orji, she pointed out,
"Sometimes it can be difficult to be in this industry believing what we believe in."
it probably doesn't help that Hailey hasn't always felt supported even by those who also claim to share her faith. Opening up about her experiences, she said,
"I've met Christian people that are just super judgmental and make me feel like I'm a bad person because I don't live my life the way they think I should live my life."
She also admitted how these attitudes have even affected her work as a model, adding,
"I felt weird about posting certain photos of myself or feeling like people in the church are gonna see this."
She then recalled that there had been church members who left her feeling like an outsider during her temporary breakup with Justin. She noted to the Wall Street Journal, "When did church become a social club? That was such a bad feeling." Hailey is a member of the popular Hillsong Church, which has made headlines for several alleged scandals. In 2020, Hailey and Justin both distanced themselves from married former Hillsong pastor Carl Lentz after he was fired from the church amid allegations of infidelity. Despite Hailey's success as a model, it appears the Arizona native originally had another profession in mind. According to Elle, she's a classically trained ballerina who would spend her summer breaks at the American Ballet Theater School. While a foot injury is reportedly what ended Hailey's dance career, she also considered it more practical to pursue modeling instead. As she explained to Vogue, "As a dancer, I got hurt a lot, and I didn't know if I was going to be good enough to make it into the company when I was done. But at first, modeling wasn't much easier." Hailey admitted that her industry rise had been slower compared to that of her friends Kendall Jenner and Gigi and Bella Hadid. She confessed, "I'm not a runway girl, and I totally used to feel inferior to some of my friends. There was a part of me that didn't know if I could have the career I wanted."
How often do you still dance?
Not as often as I'd like.
These days, Hailey's modeling career is thriving, but she's still sentimental about her days in toe shoes. On Instagram, she posted an old video of herself performing with the caption, "Miss it." Justin's own struggle with addiction was especially hard on Hailey because she was so deeply impacted by others' drug use growing up. As Justin recalled to Vogue, "Drugs put a screen between me and what I was doing. It got pretty dark." While Hailey hoped to support her husband during his recovery, she admitted it was a challenge since her dad, actor Stephen Baldwin, had also been an addict. She explained on the Victoria's Secret Voices podcast, "Looking back on times of drug use and being in some dark spaces and having to kind of go back there was extremely difficult."
I think she's the only one that can put up with me.
Hailey also admitted that she was never interested in dabbling in substances because of her dad's former addiction to cocaine, telling the outlet, "I'm just so scared that if I tried it one time, it might lead into something else." But despite her misgivings, she was well prepared for the challenges ahead. She shared that her dad's openness about how he overcame his addiction showed her how to help her husband. As Justin was confronting addiction and depression, Hailey appeared to be holding down the fort. But behind the scenes, the model was also facing mental health issues of her own. In 2019, she posted to Instagram, "I'm insecure, I'm fragile, I'm hurting, I have fears, I have doubts, I have anxiety. Every single day is a confidence battle."
I'm somebody who struggles with people pleasing and really wanting everybody to like me and caring a lot about what people have to say and what they think.
But it appears she's now done with trying to curate that perfect online life. As she explained to Glamour, "People would ask me, 'How are you?' And I'd be like, 'I'm fine, I'm good,' but really, I'd be crying in my hotel room all night." The more we are open about it, the more we can help people find solutions. Hailey says she now has the tools for managing her anxiety thanks to self-help meditation and therapy. She also credits the book Mindsight, The New Science of Personal Transformation, telling W Magazine, "It was all about having different visualizations and breathing techniques to help with mental state, depression, and anxiety. When your emotional and mental health is off, you're not going to feel like your best." If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, please contact the Crisis text line by texting HOME to 741-741. Call the National Alliance on Mental Illness Helpline at 1-800-950-NAMI, that's 1-800-950-6264, or visit the National Institute of Mental Health website.